Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Devin Jackson. I'm joined by a really talented player in this 2021 NFL draft, someone that's very versatile and played all over the field. I got safety JaCoby Stevens out of LSU. First, before we get anything going, how you doing, JaCoby?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Me and you've been talking back and forth, and definitely wanted to kind of do a film breakdown. But before we get into that, how's everything been going with you in terms of training and everything you've been up to, man?
Oh man, training's been going well. I've been training here at Limitless Performance in Covington, Louisiana, and we've been getting it in. It's grinding. I mean, we've been training 3 times a day, focusing on my body, focusing on things that I can get better on, and opening things up so I can perform well on March 31st. That's the day that really counts. That's the day where the scouts are going to be there. It's impromptu NFL combine. So that's what me and my guys here have been getting ready for.
And you've had a busy couple months. You were down at the Senior Bowl at the end of January, and you've been training and whatnot. How was that experience down at the Senior Bowl to get into play play against some of the better seniors in the country?
It was a great experience. I mean, obviously I come from the SEC West, so I mean, I see a lot of talent, anyways. But being able to practice and play with some of those guys that that you hear, that was at Florida State, UCF, guys that were all over the country. We all come to Mobile and we get to practice and play with one another and compete with one another. So it was a pretty cool experience, and also being able, the first time to really be this year, unfortunately due to COVID-19, to be really in front of NFL scouts. It was a really cool and really important week down there in Mobile.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thought you had a really impressive week there, and want to talk a little bit about your game. Obviously, we're going to dive into some film here, but I recently did a scouting report of you, and first thing I noticed is obviously the versatility. You played all over the field, deep safety, in the slot, off the edge, at linebacker. What does that say for you personally? Getting ready to audition in front of scouts, that the versatility you bring to the game.
I think I think a lot of people, first thing people think about or want to pride themselves on is being versatile, the athletic ability. I have that athletic ability, but the first thing that I want to highlight about being that versatile is being a student of the game, football IQ. You can't do that if you're not a smart football player. Like you said, I'm all over the field, so that means there's different types of. I have to watch film from different points of view. There's no different notes I have to take, and there's different rooms I have to be in within the week, within one game plan. So being a student of the game, really honing in on the process of installing the game plan week in and week out is what I pride myself on, being that versatile. And then going to, like I said, the athletic ability. I have the ability to carry those tasks out that my coaches gave me throughout that week. So, I pride myself on that, and being able to play multiple positions. I mean, you starting to see, you're starting to see the NFL kind of move into kind of what the NBA is kind of like now, a positionless game. It's almost about matchups and throwing guys out there. And I think that I'm happy that I feel like that I'm ahead of the curve, right? You see that Isaiah Simmons, come out, and it's kind of almost that kind of poster child for the draft coming out, and I feel like that I'm the next one really kind of coming back after him, and it's pretty cool, and it's fun being that versatile and being able to play all those positions.
Yeah, man, for sure. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to dive into some film. So first play I'll pull up here. Let me share my screen with you. Make sure you can see it. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, cool. So first play we got here, you're going to be matched up right here. You're going to be right across from Kyle Pitts, who obviously is going to be a first round guy this year.
Top
But
five guy in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, for sure, man.
Top five guy in my opinion, man.
We'll run through a play here, and then we'll go back and talk about what the route concept was, coverage was, and whatnot. But ultimately, you make a pass breakup guarding Kyle Pitts here, so I'll let it go ahead and run through.
Yeah, I just want everybody to see the play first. Uh, Yeah, so in this situation right here, it was third down, it was the first possession of the game, and right here I'm playing dom, so it's dom on third down. Third in terms, I guess you can say rover backer, or you could say it's inside linebacker, but third down, everybody knows third down is different. So right now we have Florida in the third and long, and that year, they'll put Kyle basically another receiver in the slot and empty. And the thing is with guys, you need to understand when teams getting empty, their threats are the number two in the boundary, number three and number two in the field. Really, really and truly, the number ones, the number ones are decoys. And when they get to empty and spreading the field out, they're not really about to hit those guys unless they're running maybe a dig or something like that. But they're really trying to work the three inside guys in the empty formation. Florida here, they have Kyle Pitts on the ball, so that automatically tells me that he's running a deep route. He's not running a read route or a 5-yard route. So I understand that he's gonna try to take the top off the coverage or just get vertical. So right now I know that I have my help outside with 31 Cam Lewis, and so I'm playing hard inside. And when Kyle Pitts comes off the ball, he's literally trying to run a bender route and get into basically get into the viewpoint of Kyle Trask, who I think is a good quarterback as well. So I just take that away from it and really flatten him out with my body, flatten him out. And once I flatten him out, it's about time making a play on the ball. I have two over defenders, so I can be aggressive playing under, and I make a play on the ball, and that's how I get the incomplete pass.
Yeah, some I noticed on film is that, on those under routes, you play really aggressive. You were able to get underneath the ball and make those pass deflections. Is that, kind of reading tendencies and understanding what teams are throwing at you on those, especially on this like third and long?
Right. Yeah. So the reason why, sometimes when I'm playing man to man, and the reason why I play so much underneath right here, especially in 2019, is because 9 times out of 10 in this situation, I have help over top. So I can be more aggressive with the underneath routes. I can be aggressive in jumping routes because I have right here, I'm playing rover linebacker. I have two safeties up top. I mean, I have one safety literally right over me. So I could be more aggressive underneath because you keep going at the end of the play, you see 31 literally right above me playing off the quarterback's eyes.
Awesome play there from you. So now I'm going to pull up another play. This time is going to be from the 2020 film
Okay.
against Alabama. And it's a play that, a lot of people reference in terms of your game. But you came downhill and made a play on, I believe, a slant route. Let me see if this is the one. I think this is the one here.
Uh,
Well, actually, this is the one you make a play on the screen. So I'll let you go ahead and explain this one.
okay.
But this is one of the ones that I highlighted here.
Okay. At the beginning, pre-snap, Devontae Smith is obviously on the ball. There's a regular formation. What guys have to understand once Devontae Smith comes off the ball, and I want to say that's Mitchie in the slot, and he comes onto the ball. They basically created an X off X over formation. Right here, we consider him basically a fullback. So he plays tight end, but we consider him a fullback because he's in the backfield. So as soon as Devontae Smith comes back and puts his arm back as he's playing Z receiver, so this is X off, and as soon as he motions over, it's X over. So that brings me down into the box, and that's why you see the linebacker slide over. And right here is just seeing the play develop. It's a slow developing play, and quite frankly, the running backs let you know when they're about to run a screen. They're more passive, especially with Najee Harris, because Najee is really good in pass blocking. And when you see him do this right here and basically come across the quarterback space right here, it was a screen all day. So I just played it.
Yeah, it would, to me, it showed great instincts, and you immediately knew that it was going to be some sort of screen action or you're following your responsibilities, and then you almost made the interception in terms of reading that play. And I know this is kind of unrelated. I don't know if you're a big NCAA football fan, but I remember like back in the day, when you played like Road to Glory or whatever, you always read those screens. And this is reminding me exactly of that play because like you can tell when they're about to run the screen, you nearly pick it off here.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like you said, reading one of your things, it was, I could have went for the pick or I could have just got the tackle. And the thing is right here is all about, those risks that you take is all about where you are in the game. When we're playing Alabama, I want to say this may have been the second possession. I think we were down. So right now it's not about getting if I can't get an interception for sure, it's about making a tackle for loss. Is about being able to mess up the offense's rhythm. But if the situation was different to where I can take more risk, that's something. Be more aggressive on that pass. That's something that you take into account on that play.
For sure. And I kind of want to get some more snaps of you at single high. So I'm gonna pull up here the interception you made against Vanderbilt because like I said, I talked about that versatility that you have and being able to play all over the field. And it was one of the plays that I ended up highlighting as well in my scouting report because I think it's important to, note that one, you're not just a guy that's, you said, you just stick in the box. You're someone that can play kind of all over the field. So here we are. I'll go back here to the wide angle here, and then I'll let you kind of talk about what you see, here at the single high. But you're here at the top of the screen. You're going to be playing basically midfield here, and I'll let you talk about the play as it develops.
Right. So right here, I think we're just I want to say we're in saw dog. Either a saw dog. Yeah, saw dog because the mic comes off the edge. So you traded with the safety. But anyway, so I'm playing middle of the field. And basically all this is coming from is this pre-snap awareness of, you have the X in the boundary. You see the quarterback kind of flash his eyes at the X receiver. So I treat it that way a little bit. And basically I go off, basically what we do up in practice, with my coach, Coach Bush, every day we go off of reading the quarterback's shoulders and playing the middle of the field ball. And that's really literally what that was. Like you said, some guys say, claim they're versatile because they have a safety title and they play in the box. Well, that's not versatile. That's just I'm an in the box safety, and I'm an in the box player, and I just got the safety title. For me, I have a lot of experience and I've made plays in the middle of the field. So that I think that's really what separates me and separates my game when it comes to being a versatile player, being the most versatile player in this draft because of plays like this.
Now, talk to me in terms of coverage here. Are you guys playing single high man or is it?
Saw dog is a simulated pressure. If I'm right. So right here, number 6, he's our Mike linebacker, and we're going to send 6 and 46. 46 should drop, and I'm playing middle of the field. It's really just it's a zone blitz, it looks like man to man because we're matching. But really and truly, the safety and the Mike linebacker trade responsibilities. So I'm sorry, the nickel and the safety nickel and the Mike linebacker trade responsibilities because it's trips. So the Mike is going to blitz off the edge right here, and I'm playing the middle of the field over the top.
Gotcha. In terms of what you see in this play, did you notice that the quarterback obviously looked the one way that whole time, and you were just reacting to what he did?
Definitely. I mean, that's literally what he did. He stared down his receiver, and I just had a good jump on it, and I felt like made a good play. I mean, I had the luxury. I think personally, I had the luxury of playing with Grant Delpit, and I think he's one of the better middle of the field safeties. I know he got hurt this year, but I think he's going to be one of the better middle of the field ground covering safeties. So I got to watch him in practice on how he jumped routes and stuff like that. So I mean, I just basically kind of took and learned from my teammate and tried to apply it to the best of my ability. and I was able to make a play right here. And I mean, there's a couple of plays with Auburn where fortunately Derek Stingley got an interception, but I mean, literally, I'm right there under him, waiting for the ball to drop. That there were so many plays where that happened, because our corners, especially 2019, were really, really, really good, and I think it attests to the range and how fast I can get over there.
Now I'm gonna let me see here. I think I'm gonna hop back into the Alabama game because I do want to get um, that hit that you laid on Devontae Smith and talk about what you see on that play. So let me pull that up here real quick. Go back to this LSU game. I think that was
I
early.
want I want to say it was I want to say it was on the first drive. Uh, I can't I don't remember what play it was.
Here we go.
Oh,
I
here it
think
is right
this is
here.
it right here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we can talk about what you see here in terms of reacting to the football and dislodging the football from Devontae Smith here. So let me go ahead and run through the play first, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Right. So right here, playing against Devontae Smith, another top 10 guy, Heisman winner. So right here, the call was 1 star. And basically we bracketing Devontae Smith. I have no run responsibility at all. Me and Derek are on Devontae Smith. And in this situation, I told Derek, I was like, look, let's play outside, especially when he's in the slot, let's play hard outside. And when he comes inside, I have him. And in this situation, they basically cleared the window out. I mean, by them motioning Najee Harris out, they wanted to see it was man to man. If it's man to man, Mac Jones is going to go to Devontae Smith. That's simple. That's not a hard read at all. So when they did that, they just cleared that window open right here. And Devontae Smith saw Derek Stingley with outside leverage. So the reroute made him go inside. I mean, shit, really and truly, you could say it was supposed to be a slant route. I don't even think it was a reroute. So he ran his little slant or glance, and I was there to make the play on the ball.
In terms of your responsibilities for the play, were you just taking the first thing that showed in your zone, or was it just making a play based on kind of tendencies and whatnot?
Well, this was just scouting. Our defensive coordinator put this into like I said, we called it 1 star. So like I have nothing. So basically, I had nothing. Like I wasn't even a rat player or anything. I was a bracket player, but it was a bracket between me and Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley had Devontae Smith outside, and I have him inside. Like, and really and truly, I didn't even have a run responsibility. Run responsibility when they call 1 star, the safety to Devontae Smith didn't have run responsibility. We was all focused on Devontae Smith, and this was put in that week. And that's what I try to point it out to you on the other one with the Najee Harris touchdown. We was actually in 1 star.
Mm-hmm.
So it may have looked like that I was trying to avoid the run, but my job was to take away Devontae Smith and take away the RPO action because we know Alabama loves the RPOs.
Right.
So in this situation, we was playing 1 star, and this is what we were trying to get done. And it was just when Najee had that touchdown run, we had some run gap issues. But other than that, this is what's the game plan. Then trying to slow him down.
Yeah, we'll let it run through one more time. And I'm actually going to pull out that play so I can, kind of learn from that. Because, like I said, for me, obviously I watch a lot of football and study it, but I think kind of getting that, that background and not knowing, the entire game plan. Because we can say, this and this happened, based on what we see. But at the end of the day, you're the one that, was in those meeting rooms and, was there for the game plan and whatnot. So, that's why I think I found it here. But this is what you were referring to here, right?
Right here is right here is 1 star again. If I'm right, and what's supposed to happen is one of our safeties is supposed to be in the middle of the field and we'll be able to fill the alley right here. But like I said, we kind of threw this defense together in this week. But anyways, it was one star. I was trying to play the same thing with Devontae Smith in the slot with Derek, and Najee found not being a good back. Najee found the hole, and when you have it back, you wish Four kind of came back and was more aggressive on the down block. But it was all about for me on my end. It was about making sure Devontae didn't run a glance, which he did run a glance, but converted it into a block. Um, yeah, but what you wish would happen was that Four triggered and would tackle make a tackle within the 2 or 3 yards right here.
And talk to me kind of about, kind of preparing for Alabama. Obviously, they got, the Heisman winner on there. You got another running back and whatnot. For you on the field, obviously, you don't really care about, in terms of what they bring to the table, but obviously you stayed and played against them for a couple of years. When you have that responsibility, like how difficult is it to, try and make plays, even though you're trying to worry about what could come and what not in terms of Devontae Smith running glance route or anything like that, trying to keep your responsibility, but while also trying to make plays that's not necessarily your responsibility, but you want to make to, save a touchdown here.
Right. What I would say on with this team right here is that they, like you said, they had weapons everywhere, and that like you said, they had Najee Harris, they had Devontae Smith, Mac Jones, um, and going into the week, you just have to look at every granted however good a player is, they all have tendencies, and the best thing that you can do as a football player is try to pick up on those tendencies, and try to and try to play off of those things. Um, so and that's what you just try to do week in and week out, and that's the luxury of playing in the SEC West in the SEC, because week in and week out you have 4 or 5 players that can just explode onto the scene whenever in the SEC. You have to study every week. You have to be prepared every week, because like we saw this year, anybody can just go off or have a breakout game.
Now I want to hop to the Florida game because this is probably one of my favorite from you in terms of this season and in terms of making plays on the ball, and that's where I kind of discover your game and what you brought to the table. So there were a couple plays in the Florida game that kind of stood out to me in terms of you just reacting to the ball and making plays on the ball. So let me go ahead and take off this Alabama game here, and then let me see if I can find a couple plays that I was talking about right at the goal line. So here we go. This is the first one that I wanted to reference. Florida motions into empty here, and then basically they run a fake quarterback power and then try to get, I think, someone over the middle here. So I'll let the play run through, and then like I said, we can go back and discuss what you saw and your reaction and whatnot.
Yeah, so this one in this play it's basically goal line. But one thing Coach O preaches is that in the red zone, every quarterback runs, regardless if they're a dual threat, pocket pass. Every quarterback runs in the red zone. And in this situation, like you said, they motion out the running back, and with a big body like Kyle Trask and how I think a really good coach in Dan Mullen, they just love Q power. He acts like he's about to he's looking to pass the ball. You have the guard wrap around, and they block and they have numbers, which 9 times, probably look, you ask Dan Mullen, when they look back at it, they probably would have wanted to run the actual Q power right here because they have numbers. But they didn't, and I really just shot the gap and made a play on the ball. I really can't, say that goes to anything but just being having a feel for the game. I saw the gap and I saw him do that. I triggered, and they tried to hit a glance behind me, and like I said, I just made a play on the ball, man.
Yeah, like I said, what stands out a lot about you on tape is that you play with instincts. And I think there are players in this draft that have the physical tools and they have, kind of that the either like the height, the arm length, whatnot. But I don't think there's a many people that just have the natural feel for the game. And I think that's what kind of stands out to you about me is that you make plays at all three levels of the field. It's not just, when you're man to man. It's not just when you're coming off the edge or whatnot. I see plays like all over the field. So that's why, doing the scouting report and watching the film, it was probably one of the more fun watches I've had because you're doing so many different things. You're not just affecting the game in one aspect. So like I said, in one of my notes here was that, you were able to kind of redirect, like you understood right then and trusted your instincts that it looks like quarterback power, he's coming right at you, but you had the instincts to get your hands up because from early days, especially when you're on defense, they teach you to get your hands up and get in the passing lane. So, here, like I said, you shoot the gap and then you're deflecting the ball away. And that was one of the reasons why I said you're one of the more versatile guys, at the top of this interview, because you have plays where you're making, like you said, 2019, we had the film. You made a play on a slant route with Kyle Pitts. Then against Vanderbilt, you have a single high play where you made an interception on a go route. And then you're making plays on the screen and whatnot. So I guess for you to kind of explain, for you, how big are instincts in terms of football and playing football, especially in a position where you're all over the field?
Right. I think with instincts, all that comes from being a student of the game, watching film, um, like I said, picking up on those tendencies. I mean, one of the guys everybody loves to say that they want to compare themselves to Tyrann Mathieu. I'm not about to sit here and compare myself to Tyrann Mathieu, but I say that I will study like him. If you go and look at you go and watch and see Tyrann Mathieu through the week, I guarantee you he's always watching film. He's always breaking down film. He's not out there just playing and looking up, catching interceptions or making just freakish plays on sacks. He's out there studying. And you go back and on Sundays or Saturdays when he's at LSU, they say he has phenomenal instincts. Well, throughout the week, he's a student of the game. And that's what I pride myself on. If anything, if I say if anything, comparing myself to someone as such, I would say that I'm a student of the game, like him. And I think that's where that's where you build your instincts. That's where you're able to make some of these type of plays or make some of the Tyrann Mathieu plays. What are you doing? Monday through Saturday in the NFL, or when you're in college, what are you doing Sunday through Friday? And that's how you build that up. And that's going back to what I said at the very beginning. For you to be versatile and for you to, like you said, play single high, play cover two, deep safety, and then drop down, play slot man to man on a top five tight end, and then play rover backer on third down and dime, and then playing all over the place. You have to be the student of the game. You can't just be out there running around just relying on athletic ability.
For sure. Now I want to kind of get another play here from Florida, and you're playing man to man in a wheel route situation. So let me see if I can pull this up here and show that I think this is the play here. So you're lined up here right near the line of scrimmage, and looks like it's going to be a QB sweep. It turns into a pass play. So I'll let the play run through here, and we'll go back and talk about this one.
Right. So like you said, on this play, it was actually a counter or throw off of what they basically with number 5, and this is why I love Dan Mullen so much, is because and you really have to be a student of the game to love him, is because he does stuff like this. You have at the time you have a Heisman contender in Kyle Trask, but he throws in this other quarterback because he knows that everybody thinks that when he throws number 5 in, it's Q run, And when they set up this X over unbalanced, it's Q run. And matter of fact, they ran a quarterback sweep, quarterback power 2 or 3 times before this play. And right here, you just have to understand that with this play, you know, like you said, like I said, you got to understand the situation. I mean, that they ran quarterback power, they ran quarterback sweep, and we knocked it out. I was very aggressive on destructing the block the plays before. So, like that's why I say I love Dan Mullen. Right in that same drive, they basically throw an and go. It's basically the running back supposed to act like he's blocking and go. You know, I knew basically that's what they were going to do, and I didn't start off in a good position. You know, I wasn't in a dominant position, so basically I played off the running backs' eyes and hands when I got into this position when he threw the ball. And I made a play on the ball, and really, you do a close up look. I could have got an interception if I would have put both hands back on him because the ball bounced off his shoulder pads. But you know, that's one of the plays where that's just the feel of the game and being a student of the game and playing the game within the game, making adjustments.
Yeah, you talk about this is like a new wrinkle. So you know, obviously you have to adjust on the fly as well. You know, because football is about adjusting and making plays. You know, with inside of plays. You know, so talk to me here about what you're seeing. You're looking. Looks like you're watching the running back and watching the action in front of you.
Well, yeah. So right here is really it's almost like the screenplay against Alabama. We're in, you know, it's X on or it's X over, and I'm basically playing this gap right here. I'm playing the B gap right here, and you know, so I'm basically watching this guy watching the guard, but you know, at the end of the day, I understand the running back is going to outflank the end if they just trying to run QB sweep. So I have to help that end set the edge. And basically the running back, you usually in these situations and with Florida, the running back takes you to the ball. Especially with 5 when they're running the Q run game. So the running back took me to the ball in this situation.
Like I said, I'll let their play run through here. And then you talked about it earlier. You know, watching the running back's eyes and playing through his hands. How important is that for you and kind of your versatile role in not getting those pass interference calls and, you know, still able to make plays on the ball, you know, especially with how the league has gone catered kind of more towards the offense in terms of, you know, calling those DPIs and whatnot.
Yeah, so you just have to understand, like I said, you got to understand the different positions that you play. Um, you know, as a DB or you know as a coverage linebacker, you have to understand that you're not always going to be in a dominant position when you're covering. I mean, you have the likes of Devontae Hopkins. I mean, I'm sorry, DeAndre Hopkins. You have, you know, Christian Kirk. You have all these shifty guys, Devontae Adams. You have all these guys that their job is to get open. You have the Tyreek. So all their job is to get open. So you're not going to be in a dominant position. So you have to make yourself comfortable with being uncomfortable. And in this situation here, you're not comfortable. I mean, you know, you try to get hands on the running back. You know, he does good with slipping his shoulder. So right now, you just taught to run and play the eyes and the hands of the running back or the receiver in the situation. And when that, and literally with my position coach, we really have that drill. That's another drill we do every day. We match the hands because we understand that you're not going to be in a dominant position every time you cover. Right in that situation, I was comfortable being uncomfortable.
And then a few more plays here. I'm gonna get back to that Florida game to finish it up. But there was a play that I know me and you had we're going back and forth about. It was against Ole Miss, and you were kind of at that single high, well, not single high, but you were at safety, and you were in good position, but it just was, you know, a really nice throw and catch there by the Ole Miss receiver. So I kind of want to get your opinion on kind of what happened on that play specifically. In terms of, let me see here, see if I can find. I think it was later in the game.
It was later in the game. Yep.
Let me see. think it's here. Yeah, I think this is it right here. So your lineup here, and it's not exactly safe. Can you explain? I guess explain kind of your alignment here, and then kind of what your responsibility is.
But in this situation, in this defense, Coach Mulaney's defense, away from the running back, this safety's in the fit. And what they've been doing, they were killing us in the run game. So he wanted me to play more aggressive. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, this corner, basically and truly, the corner has everything that's up. I will help him like maybe on a glance, but if it was a go route, the corner has to win. But in this situation, I'm playing hard run because the running back is away. So and I want to say they did a play action or RPO action. Uh, so I try, if I had to do it over again, I would transition quicker into the pass.
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation, I'm playing hard. I'm playing a hard run, and you're right. I should, I should have made that play on the pass. But you got to remember, playing in the SEC, they have guys as well. And we have a young corner out there, and I think that's the why he's going to do really well this year. And this is a learning experience, and they're going to be in a new defense. But right now, my responsibility and my job is pushing, and that's why I'm so low. I'm so
Yeah,
low because
yeah.
I'm in the run now. If I'm out, and that's how you also see how the linebacker is also pushed over. You see
Mm-hmm.
how the linebacker is pushed over,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why the Ole Miss quarterback took the shot because he felt he had his one on one. Now, if I was higher in a more of a two shell look, they would have ran the ball and it would have been like, where's the safety in the run fit? So it's corner has a one on one. I could have reacted faster into the pass, but I mean, a couple plays before, that's basically what they were doing. They were seeing how many they have in the box, and going against Lane Kiffin, offensive genius.
Yeah, because like it's splitting hairs. Because like now that I kind of know, what the background of it is, it makes sense why you were in that position because you're helping out with the run game and trying to stop the run because they were able to pop off a few runs earlier in the game. So I think kind of understanding that certain calls cater to certain things and tendencies in the game. And like I said, you're there in position to make the play. It's just like a split second later, and like you
Yeah.
said, you're playing the SEC. One of the toughest conferences to play in for sure, based on what I see and all the speed and all the guys that come out of there every year. So to kind of learn more background in terms of what happened on this play and kind of seeing why you were in that certain position and whatnot and
Mm,
like you said, reacted a second late, but it happens. Plays are
right.
made on both sides of the ball.
Exactly. And that's the thing, and guys have to understand. I'm not trying to sit up here and explain my bad plays or say there's a reason why this happened. Because like I said at the beginning, looking back at it, should reacted quicker, and maybe could have played even made a better play on the ball. But one thing guys have to remember is that we're just not showing up on Saturdays playing 7-on-7. You know, Monday through Friday is game planning. There's a reasoning why there's a reason why guys are put in certain situations. So that was a situation I was put in. The corners put in. It didn't work out. It didn't work out our way on that play.
And then one last play I wanted to talk about before I get you out of here. We didn't talk a lot about of what you bring to the run game as well. So I wanted to kind of highlight a play that I had posted on social media. And you don't exactly make the play, but you help influence it. So I'll let the play run through here. But basically, it's a fourth and goal here, and you're part of the reason why you're able to get the stop here.
Yeah. So yeah, in that situation, like you said, literally, this play, this play would not be highlighted if it wasn't for my big nasties up front and my D lineman. That they stuffed the gap, they stuffed the run, and so I just come, basically shoot the gap and I come pull off of it. But like I said, it's taking care of responsibility, and really in the goal line, you have at this point you have nothing to lose. Shoot the gap. You have your responsibility to shoot the gap, and that's what I did, and I was able to get back there and pull the running back for a goal line stand.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those plays that's not going to necessarily make highlight films, obviously, but I wanted to kind of show this play because I feel like with players, especially like safeties, mainly like people talk a lot about their tackling ability and then also what can they do in coverage. But responsibility in the run game as well is going to be important because obviously we know it's a passing league in the NFL now, but
Mhm.
teams still run the ball and you're still going to be expected to make plays in the run game. So, like I said, I just wanted to highlight this one as like a last one to kind of, wrap it up because I know that we had talked about a lot about your coverage ability and what you're seeing in coverage and whatnot, but the contribution in the run game as well, needed to be noted as well.
That's the thing about even in the NFL and even in college football. Yeah, there's more passes than we ever seen ever. But people have to realize is that if you ask every coordinator, or you're even gonna ask even defensive coordinator, the first thing that they talk about is stopping the run. So in terms of saying that running the football is dead, or the value of a running back is not high, or the value of a run blocking O line is not high, is not true. I mean, the first thing is about being able to run the ball, because when you're able to run the ball, you know, we especially on the defense side of the ball, when you're able to take away the run, you make them one dimensional. They have to pass the ball and move the ball. But offenses, I know at LSU, even the 2019 offense, all the passing yards, the 2,000 receivers, and you had Terrace Marshall breaking touchdown receiving records, and Joe doing what Joe Burrow does. The one thing that I heard Joe Brady and Coach Ensminger stress all the time was running the football, and that's how you have 1,000-yard rusher and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's all granted, like you said, it's a passing league. We're seeing more passes more than ever. I mean, and really and truly, maybe it's because when they pass the ball and incomplete, the clock stops, so that's more plays. That's more plays you can run. But don't get it twisted. Teams want to run the ball.
For sure, man. A couple more questions before I get you out of here. One being, you talked a little bit about me with your pro day numbers and what you're expecting to test. So, what are you expecting to test once March 31st comes around for your pro day?
Well, I think that I'm expecting to test very well, and that's just not just blowing smoke. I know that's one of these questions that I have to answer. I mean, everybody's questioning how fast I am, how explosive I am, and if I'm an athlete. And in my corner, looking at these questions is almost comical, because since I came out of the womb and I was always more athletically superior than all my peers. So now in this situation, everybody's questioning my athletic ability is like, okay, well, I'm glad these are one of my questions I have to answer. It's not a on the field question I have to answer, or off the field question I have to answer. It's a question that that I've been really good at my entire life. So I'm expecting to knock the pro day out of the park. I'm expecting to kind of be still in the headline March 31st at LSU's Pro Day. So, and I mean, and that's why I'm here. I'm here focusing on the details. I'm here getting ready for March 31st. Because, like I said, you can have all these mock combines. You can have, training camp combines, but the only one that matters is the ones that the scouts are going to be at, and that's what I'm training. That's what I'm training for.
And in terms of, have there been any teams that have recently reached out to you and you've talked to and been able to connect with?
Yeah, there's been a couple of teams. I mean, the ones that come to mind right now are the Buffalo Bills, the Colts. Matter of fact, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay, the Falcons, the Jets. Uh, there's been a couple of teams that have been kind of hitting me up and my agent up, and just kind of asking and wanting to get to know me on and off the field.
And then in terms of looking forward for the next couple months, obviously you got pro day coming up, but what else are you looking forward to in terms of this process and then eventually landing to an NFL team?
Like you said, right now, in this process, you don't want to get too you don't want your vision to be too wide, too broad, because it can overwhelm you with everything that's going on. So right now, you want to have tunnel vision and want to look at what's coming up right now with the pro day. Right now, I'm just training for the pro day. That's all. That's all on my head. But after we checked all the boxes at pro day, it's on to the next one. And so right now we're just trying to just focus on checking boxes. And when we check the pro day box, we move on to the next obstacle and until draft day, and hopefully I get drafted. I get drafted, and then after that, it's about just installing and getting ready to be able to play football again, and then just living a life as a professional football player.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to spend time with me, man, to talk about some of your plays on film and just who you are as a player. And definitely wishing you best of luck going forward. And definitely excited to see you play in the NFL, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.